Are you looking for the best robot vacuums in 2025? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best vacuums on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Shark AI Ultra Robot Vacuum. Shark's AI robot vacuum with self-emptying base station ticks all of the boxes that a mid-range machine should. It offers reliable cleaning performance, its mobile app is easy to use, and it produces accurate home maps. On top of that, its base is bagless, which means you won't have to spend money on extra bags every few months. Setting up the Shark is as simple as taking it and its base out of the box, plugging the base in and downloading the companion mobile app to finish things up. The machine connects to Wi-Fi, allowing you to control it via the app when you're not at home, or using Google Assistant and Alexa voice control. The first journey the Shark makes is an explore run, during which it produces a map of your home that you can then edit from the mobile app. The Shark produced a pretty accurate floor plan of my 2-bedroom apartment, and I was happy to see a re-explore option that I could use if the map wasn't up to my standards. With a completed map, you're then asked to label rooms in your home. That way, you can send the Shark to only the bedroom for more direct cleaning jobs, select no-go zones and more. The first few times I ran the Shark robot, I had it clean my whole apartment. It boasts a respectable runtime of up to 120 minutes, which will be handy for bigger homes. I was impressed by how quiet it was, or rather, how much quieter it was compared to other RoboVacs I've tried. You'll have to turn up the volume on your TV if it's cleaning in the same room, but it'll be hard to hear when it's sucking up debris down the hallway. It also did a decent job maneuvering its way around the cat toys I left out on the floor. The device's object detection feature claims it can avoid things as small as 4 inches, but I found that it was much better at sensing and moving around the 3-foot-long cat tunnel on my floor than the many tiny mouse toys. But even if Mr. Mouse caught the edge of the Shark's wheels now and then, the RoboVac took it all in stride. One thing I look for when testing robot vacuums is how much attention they need from me during cleanings. The best ones are hands-free and require no extra attention at all. Once they start a job, they're smart enough to putter around your home, move around objects and return to their base when they're finished. With Shark's RoboVac, I never had to tend to it when it was cleaning. Now, I did my due diligence and picked up pieces of clothing and charging cables off the ground before running the Shark, ditto for every other robot vacuum I tested, so those things were never in the way. Most companion apps will actually remind you to do this before starting a cleaning job. This Shark machine comes with an auto-empty station, so it will empty its dustbin after every cleaning run, and also during a job if its bin gets full before it's done. In the latter situation, the Shark will go back to cleaning automatically after it's freed up its bin. That's a great feature, but I found the best thing about the base to be its bagless design. Shark's device is unlike most other robot vacuum clean bases because you don't have to keep buying proprietary garbage bags to outfit the interior of the base. When you want to empty the base, part of it snaps off and opens to eject debris, and it easily locks back in place when you return it. Not only is this quite convenient, but it also brings the lifetime cost of ownership down since you won't be buying special bags every few months. It's worth noting that Shark has a couple of models that are similar to this one that just have a different color scheme, a 30 versus 60-day self-cleaning base capacity and other minor differences. The biggest feature that would impact how you use the machine is the clean base capacity. We recommend springing for the 60-day models if you want to interact as little as possible with your RoboVac. At number 2. iRobot Roomba J7. The biggest selling point of the Roomba J7 series is its upgraded AI-driven computer vision, which helps it detect and move around objects. This includes pet poop, a robot vacuum's arch nemesis, and iRobot even promises pet owners that it will replace their J7 machine if it runs into pet poop within the first year of ownership. That's one feature I was happy I never got to test while reviewing this Roomba, as my cat kept all of her activity to her litter box. Otherwise, the Roomba J7 did a good job sucking up dirt and debris around my apartment, and it didn't make too much noise while doing so. All of the RoboVacs I tested at this mid-range level had roughly the same level of suction, so there wasn't a big difference between them when it came to cleaning power. Like other robot vacuums, you can set cleaning schedules in the iRobot mobile app so you never have to start a cleaning job on the fly. The app also has a favorites section, which lets you create profiles that you'll use all the time, like clean the living room and the entryway. And if you prefer to use voice commands, the robot supports Amazon's Alexa and the Google Assistant. The Roomba J7 has imprint smart mapping, but unlike the Shark, it took more than one run-through of my home for it to create a complete map. iRobot's app distinguishes between a regular cleaning job and a mapping run, so make sure you're choosing the latter the first few times you run the machine. I tested the J7 Plus, which means I was treated to the roaring sounds of the machine emptying its dustbin into its base. The emptying process isn't as simple as an automatically opening flat that shakes dirt from one garbage can to another. The base actually sucks the dirt from vacuum. This was the case for all of the machines I tried that came with self-emptying bases. They're all quite loud, but the Roomba J7 Plus was the loudest of them all. The whooshing sounds last for only 5 to 10 seconds, but it was shocking the first time it happened. Just keep that in mind if you ever decide to run your self-emptying robot vacuum at night when others are sleeping. At number 3. Shark PowerDetect NeverTouch Pro Robot Vacuum and Mop Combo. It didn't take long for Shark to make stiff competition for iRobot's Roomba Combo J9 Plus. The PowerDetect 2-in-1 robot vacuum and mop works slightly differently to vacuum and wash your floors, but the outcome is quite similar. Instead of lowering a mop pad when scooting over hard flooring, Shark's machine has a mop pad that lives on its underside and will deploy when cleaning tile, wood, and other similar floors. You as the user, during the initial setup process, will indicate in your home map where you have hard floors and when you have carpet. In that sense, it's not as automated as iRobot's device, but it's just one additional step that you should only have to do one time. When I tested the PowerDetect, I found that it had a very easy setup process, just like all of the other Shark robot vacuums I've tried, and it took very little time to putter around the main floor of my house to get an initial home map reading. After that, you can choose if you want the machine to vacuum, mop or do both, in which case it will first vacuum the floors and then mop those freshly cleaned surfaces. Aside from the fact that it took the RoboVac a long time to fill up its tank before mopping, a minute or two longer than I expected, it did a nice job cleaning my mix of hardwood and tile floors. I also never had to untangle it from a messy situation, be it rogue charging cables on the floor or a steep lip on the legs of my coffee table. While I spent most of my time manually dictating cleaning jobs for the PowerDetect, you can set regular cleaning schedules using the modes you prefer, or tell the machine to only clean certain rooms at specific times. Shark didn't pull the NeverTouch Pro base's name out of thin air, either. After initial setup, you really don't have to touch the base until you need to empty or refill it in some way, empty its debris container or refill its reservoir with water and cleaning solution. Shark claims the base can hold up to 60 days worth of vacuum debris, which is pretty standard for a machine like this, and it can hold 30 days worth of liquid refill. That means you should be able to run the PowerDetect for at least a month before you have to interact with its base, great for those who hate floor chores, or just don't have the time to baby a new gadget in their home. At number 4. Dyson 360 Vis Nav. Dyson may have been late to the RoboVac party, but it made a remarkable machine with the 360 Vis Nav. Let's get this out of the way at the top. This is a $1,200 robot vacuum cleaner that doesn't have mopping abilities or a self-emptying base. Those factors alone make it less versatile than our other top picks, but two of its features make it worth a shout here: its suction power and obstacle avoidance capabilities. The Dyson 360 Vis Nav has the strongest suction power of any robot vacuum I've tested. It's certainly the closest you'll get to using one of the company's cordless stick vacs. It sucked up an impressive amount of pet hair from my carpeted floors, and I didn't even get a bin full alert after the fact. Dog hair can be really tricky to pull up from carpets, but it appears this hands-free cleaning machine can handle it all. Obstacle avoidance is impressive as well, thanks in part to the machine's 360-degree vision system that uses a camera and LED lights to navigate around things like furniture and map out your home. No RoboVac I've used has been able to fully avoid crashing into a chair leg now and again, and the 360 Vis Nav is no exception, but it did so only a couple of times. More importantly, I never got an alert that the robot was stuck or got tangled up with a rogue charging cord and needed human assistance to get it back on track. In many ways, the Dyson 360 Vis Nav distills a robot vacuum down to its essence. It's really good at sucking up dirt and debris on its own, with little to no interaction with humans needed, after initial setup, of course. Some people will be willing to spend a pretty penny on that, but in a saturated market like that of robot vacuums, you can get a lot more for your money. A self-emptying base and mopping capabilities are all but standard on most robot vacuums priced at $700 or more, and you can increasingly find one, or both of those features on cheaper machines. Personally, I think it's particularly painful to pay over $1,000 and not get a self-emptying base, at minimum. But if you're willing to spend more on a machine that gets the basics almost perfect, the Dyson 360 Vis Nav is the machine to get.